I am convinced that Jasmine Pineda is not finished with Gino Palazzolo financially, said the 90-day fiancé. Is Gino obligated to support Jasmine after she has a new baby with Matt Branis? 90-day fiancé alumnus is persuaded about this. Despite the fact that she has a child with another man, Jasmine Pineda is not finished with her cheating husband, Gino Palazzolo, in terms of their financial relationship. Before the 90 Days Season 5 marked the beginning of Jasmine and Gino's involvement in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. Although they initially lied about meeting on a sugar baby website, the couple did in fact meet on that platform. During the COVID-19 era, they were able to digitally interact with one another. After the restrictions were relaxed, Gino, who was originally from Michigan, traveled to Panama, where Jasmine was born, in order to meet her for the first time in person. Conflict was more prevalent between them, despite the fact that they shared a spark. Gino made his proposal to Jasmine during the 6th season of Before the 90 Days, and then during the 10th season of 90 Day Fiancé, Jasmine arrived in the United States on a K-1 visa. Despite the numerous problems and warning signs that they had in their relationship, Jasmine and Gino decided to get married in June of 2023. It became even more obvious to me that their marriage was a mistake when they became cast members on the 2nd season of 90 Day, The Last Resort. This was after they were unable to move past the difficulties that they were experiencing in their relationship. I was taken aback by the unexpected turn of events that occurred on Jasmine's end after treatment, and I am concerned that it is all happening at Gino's price. In the course of the episode, The Last Resort, Jasmine was presented with the concept of an open marriage with Gino by her therapist, Reba Corrine Thomas. Despite the fact that Reba was ethically non-monogamous herself, she believed that Jasmine may be empowered, and that this could deepen the bond between her and Gino. The concept of open marriage, on the other hand, struck me as quite potentially harmful. It is common knowledge that Jasmine is a volatile and manipulative person, and I believe that both of these characteristics in her were on exhibit when she brought up the idea of open marriage to Gino. Jasmine had already established a relationship with a man named Matt Branis, whom she had met at the gym. This connection was more than just friendly. Jasmine called Matt alongside her castmates Stacy Silva and Julia Trubkina, where she was highly flirty and giddy. This was done behind Gino's back. Given that Jasmine was married, I found it really shocking that she was acting in such a manner with Matt. On the other hand, when Jasmine brought up the idea of an open marriage to Gino, he interpreted it as an act of adultery and was saddened by the fact that Jasmine already had someone at her disposal. One of the things that upset me the most about Jasmine's method of getting Gino to agree to the open marriage was the fact that she presented Gino with a choice: either accept the marriage or end the relationship. Due to the fact that Gino was confronted with this situation and desired serenity, he caved in, and during the final therapy ceremony, he and Jasmine recommitted themselves to each other. In the midst of the rapid transition, I noticed warning signs everywhere, and I was correct. It was revealed that Jasmine was carrying Matt's child when she appeared at the Last Resort tell-all. She was haughty, pompous, and unrepentant in her assertions. It is not a secret that Gino desired to have a child with Jasmine. On the other hand, she tried everything from concealing the fact that she was using birth control to expressing her concern about the possibility of being pregnant once more. Consequently, the fact that she showed up to the tell-all while pregnant is a clear indication of how toxic of a person she is. Jasmine and Gino are still married, and it is quite evident that she violated the norms that she and Gino had established with regard to the open marriage. As a result, I believe that she committed a form of cheating. To make matters even worse, I have noticed that Gino is still financially responsible for Jasmine, and despite the fact that they are no longer together, he may be required to provide for her and her new baby with Matt. The fact that Gino and Jasmine are still married and that Jasmine has a child with another guy raises the question of what Gino is compelled to do for Jasmine financially now that they have a child together. Gino is financially responsible for Jasmine for the next 10 years, even if they divorce, because he is the sponsor of Jasmine's K-1 visa. This responsibility exists even if they divorce. Due to the fact that Gino is not the biological father of Jasmine's new kid, Matilda, he is not financially liable for the child. My knowledge of the existing arrangement of the financial particulars is limited due to the fact that neither of us has discussed it formally. I do know, however, that Gino has provided Jasmine with complete financial assistance ever since the two of them first met in the year 2020. Gino was the one who paid for her luxurious apartment in Panama, financed her cosmetic operations, and made sure that she had everything she needed in the United States. In spite of the fact that Matt is both an actor and a mechanic, I am unsure as to whether or not he is now providing financial support to Jasmine. In a recent statement, Jasmine asserted that Gino brought her to the United States just so that she could serve as his money maker. For me, the fact that Jasmine mentioned seeing Gino in court drives home the point that she is not finished using Gino for financial gain. In spite of her destructive behavior and the conditions that she is currently facing, I believe that she will make an effort to negotiate a financial arrangement in which Gino will pay her money. On the other hand, there is no official information on a court date, and it is not known what Gino and Jasmine's current financial arrangement is, if there is one at all. However, if there is one thing I am aware of about Jasmine, a former sugar baby, it is that she will use everything in her power to ensure that she achieves the most favorable conclusion for herself. More than 2 years have passed since Jasmine arrived in the United States, and she has been in possession of her green card for more than a year. This indicates that Jasmine is able to lawfully work in the United States and provide for herself. Prior to moving to the United States, Jasmine worked as a teacher. Nevertheless, she has been dependent on Cameo, OnlyFans, and her own vegan protein brand. In addition to her appearances and the compensation she receives from the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, she also engages in the activities of social media influencer and content creator. Since Jasmine has become a mother for the first time, I have not heard her discuss her own income or whether or not she is working at all. The 2 children that Jasmine left behind in Panama are 2 of her own. According to the allegations, she was under the belief that Gino had already placed them on the K-1 visa, but Gino had not done so. This meant that new applications would need to be started for Jasmine's children, and Gino stated that he would be the one to fulfill this responsibility. Along with the conclusion of their marriage to their 90-day fiancé, that appears to have come to an end. Jasmine has claimed that she is still working towards the goal of bringing her children to the United States of America and that she would return to Panama if she was unable to accomplish this goal. In my opinion, Gino is no longer responsible for Jasmine's children, and there is no information available on whether or not he intends to continue paying for the transportation of Jasmine's children to the United States.